Hey, good day, folks. It's Jeff Whitney at the Dogtrot, bringing you the Sunday, August the 20th update for the last week and the projects that I'm actually working on now, which is the first kickoff of the Radu line that I'm doing for oh, reuse, or put a little different twist to it. The look, the use, however I feel really. But I'm working on some of. I'm gonna say it's a collection from Rick Mason, which it is. Good buddy of mine is a big picker, and I enjoy buying and dealing with him. Anyways, I've set my stage up earlier, done photographs, and what I'm planning on doing is doing two different versions to see how you like it. First one is my old regular one that I sit here in front of the camera, and I turn the camera over to here, and you see the projects, and then I turn it back over to me, and then you say me, and we do it that way. But I'm going to try a different way also too, by making a slideshow and voicing over, and I'll do most of my voicing over here, and then just transfer it onto Windows Movie Maker. But anyways, for now, next I will be showing you close-ups of the projects I'm working on, so stay tuned, and I will be back to you. And oh, by the way, thank you for all those wonderful emails. Grace is doing great. She has one more surgery on Wednesday, and that should be pretty good. She recouped very well. The doctor was very pleased. And we're having a good time. She cooked steak last night, and pan-fried steak, which I absolutely love, with nice ripples of fat in it. Just a porterhouse. I think it was, but it was sure good. And didn't even have to use any sauce on it. So I had a good sleep, met with my girlfriend last night, danced up a storm, talked about a few projects we're doing up there, which I'll be sharing with you. Also, I will be sharing, I'll put on the link on the statement below the film where you can go to see my new film that will be coming out at Supernova in Denver, Colorado on the 22nd and 23rd of September. And hopefully I'll be simulcasting that same show. Our group that I work with or collaborate with is set to stream it there. We just have to get the permission from the powers that be with Supernova, which it's a win-win situation for everybody. It doesn't cost anything. For the most part, I'll pay for the streaming time, but whatever. And we'll be back to you as soon as I set up the cameras to view. Thank you. Bye. I'll be back. Hey, back, folks. This is Jeff Whitney at the Dogtrot, bringing you another adventure of life at the Dogtrot, which I talked about just a little earlier. It's August 20th, a little after lunch. I stopped for a while to sort through some stuff, get some stuff in line, test my glue out, test the sanders out. I've only tested the Rotex 150. That's the one I was really concerned about because I put a new pad on it. I want to make sure that pad seated in, locked in properly. Also, remember, if you're working with power tools, or if you're just working in the shop period, it's a good idea to wear some safety glasses. Um, your eyes are very important, very precious. So wear a pair of safety glasses. Look at me, I'm pretty stylish, aren't I? I look like uh, um, I look like well, people tell me I look like Jeff Bridges um, from The Dude or whatever that show was. It was a nice show. I like the movie. I like him. He's a cool actor. But no, anyways, I got cool sunglasses. But they're not sunglasses. Make sure when you're wearing glasses that they have safety lenses. It's important, people. You can't replace your eye. And they're easy target because they're soft like an egg. Anyways, enough of that stuff. Um, I'm cooking up a meal too. We're having our guest, our regular guest, Mr. Green Jeans, in, and maybe we can get a couple of words with him. Hopefully, he's been pretty busy himself, but he's coming over for a sort of a roasted chicken in garlic beer. I mean, not garlic beer, ginger beer, and using a cock and bull, which is kind of a Jamaican spice to it. Not too hot, but yeah, a little spicy. Nice. I like to drink it a lot. I've got three ones that I do now, and looking forward to build my collection. If I don't drink it. But anyhow, I'm going to flip the camera over because I can see better of what I'm trying to shoot instead of just looking at me and me turning the camera around like this. I don't know if that works or not. I should do a test on that. But anyways, for now, I'm going to switch over. I'll be right back. We are, folks. All right, what we got here is a collection of 4 for right now. And they're all from Rick Mason, a good friend of mine, one of the big collectors that I like to work with. And we have a lot of fun together, and I enjoy what he finds. These are stick stumps. The series of branches and sticks have been cut to size. I've done a little bit of test sanding on it, as you can see. Not very much, just testing. And they're band together with a form of a nail. I'm going to check into that a lot further. I think you can see one right there. And let me see if I can find one of those heads. Oh, there's one of the heads of it. Don't know what that is. But anyways, further investigation. Oh, and here's my glue testing. Test to make sure my glue is good. No use in putting old glue that won't dry. I found that out with the not the Tilt Bond, but the DAP resin glue, powdered resin glue. It went dead on me. Anyways, I'm doing my tests. A couple little scraps from the flea market a couple of weeks ago. They'll be gone soon. Here's a little tray. I'm not sure where it's made, but I did test sand on it here. You know, it's got the butt end cuts. I'll sand some more here. Bring it down flat. But I like end grain stuff a lot. There's just something about this kind of turns me on. So I'll oil this. That's all I'll do. I'll just do just this top part here. And put a nice coat of ton oil on it. And that's the sander I'm using. Festool Rotex. I swear by this sander. This sander is incredible. And I've used a lot of sanders in my life. Festool is the best, and I'm not a paid person for Festool. So here's the flat, well, I've got it turned sideways. I just did a little test sanding on that too. And as you can see, it highlighted. But I'm going to play with it and do a lot of skip sanding on it. The leg is not part of that. But I'll flip this over, lay it on its side. Look, why don't I just do that now? You can watch me flip it over right there. Hang on 1 second. Hate this job. Lay it on the ground. Just did not want that to spill and create a big mess for me. Oh. These clamps are all just loose. Now, I'll turn it around to the desired, but I'll skip over all of this here and get into the colors like in there. And what doesn't color out, that's too deep to cut into to make it match the whole way around, I'll leave dark. And on this, I will find 4 branches that will be thick enough to hold a, basically I'll drill a pocket, drop a sleeve into it, and it will be an adjustable bed for the glass, so the glass can adjust with a clear rubber cap on these, and some small adjustments can be made. And on the bottom side, let's just say this is the bottom side, I'll do the same thing, but I will use adjustable legs so I can then adjust the bottom part so that will lay flat. So I got a double angle there to do. Now on this, I just have not even dry clamped. I just picked out my clamps and I wanted to set them up here so that you could see. I like to have my clamps out with me so that I can work fast in this type of heat. Now this is the other part of which also makes Fez tool really cool, is this is a heifer filter system, which means it cleans the air that comes out of this is clean. It's been filtered. Now this hooks up via these hoses here down into my Rotex right there, and it takes away all the dust. So it's basically, I'm almost in a dustless shop. And you see the holes here? They're all vacuums. They're hooked into this hose here. So it's a real plus. All of their tools are very well made. And I just had them serviced. Of course, I've had them for about 10 years, but they really hold up. They're kind of, I kid around about this, but really it's not a joke. These things are like having a Ferrari in your shop. Not that it picks up any women or anything, but it's just that room. I've got something that's hot, and it's the hottest woodworking tool out there. The Germans really know how to make their machines precise, and all of their tools that I have are very precise, and I enjoy them. So anyways, that's basically this scoop for this small series of the Radu, and we'll be back to you very soon. And that music in the background is Big Bad Love, which the credits and stuff will be on the statement below the video. So I thank you much, Let me switch back to me. It's getting hot now. It's midday. It's got to be in the 90s, probably with a heat factor of about 100. Not quite as hot as it was yesterday, but actually I'm in my shop, and I've got double doors that swing open so they face north and south, and I catch a pretty darn good breeze here. It comes through here, plus I got a fan, but I don't want to run the fan when I'm talking on the video. So, anyways, I will probably post tomorrow, and the story continues, especially with dinner. And still got a lot of outside chores to do, but I only do them one step at a time. Now this morning, while it was real cool, I walked around and did a lot of silent filming of the site because Mr. Wilson just finished the lawn yesterday, and I like to pay homage to him. He works hard here, and let's say he does work hard, but he works here and he enjoys it, and I like people that enjoy their work. Anyways, I'll probably be filming later on tonight. Has sunsets to get a different view, but for now, this is Jeff Whitney ad. No, I'm stoked though. Life is good. You guys be well, have a good dinner, and I'll be back to you a little later on. Thank you much for viewing Life at the Dogtrot. Hey, this is Jeff Whitney again at the Dogtrot. I'm bringing you little stuff, little things to work on. Now, what I have here, I believe, is some kid did a homemade project. Yeah, probably in wood shop. It's constructed very different, very primitive actually, for the most part, but I'm gonna call this snapshots because of the different grains and the cross cuts here. Yeah, I've sanded it down pretty much, but a problem with it's clamping it. So I'm going to do my last bit of sanding. Hopefully I don't ruin anything, but I'm going to do my last bit, put it between my legs, use my safety goggles, bring my sander here. Hopefully I can get down some. I need to bring it over a little bit more. There we go. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try it. Well, it's working so far. On your toes. Keep your legs tight. Be careful. Very hard. Switch it around now. with this. This is an 80 grit, and I have it on grind mode. I'll put it on polish mode now. Well, be careful. Okay, now I'm going to change gears. That was like my gut drive gear that gives me that power as far as grinding or cutting down. Now, the sandpaper is also too made by Festool, so their quality just over exceeds anybody out there that does anything. I'm not an ad for them. I'm just giving you some facts. Now, I'm in my low grind hog gear, my hogging gear. I'm going to switch over. This is my fine where it takes it out of the oscillation into more of a smooth circular motion. And I'm just going to polish with this. That's all I'm needing for that. I'll switch over to my other Festool sander, which is more of a finish sander. But that gets it pretty smooth here. And as I said before, all I'm going to do is put either a boiled linseed oil or a ton oil on this. I prefer the ton oil. I know I have a can of it around here somewhere, and I might just wait or go and buy another can. But it's well worth it because there'll be a lot of colors in here. A lot of colors. Very hard. Anyways, let's shut you off. And that was a little demonstration on my small tray there. Which is part of the Rick Mason collection. And by the way, you can too find Rick Mason's collecting over at Cross the Tracks over in Angie, Louisiana. That's right next to the auction house. You can't miss it. We only got one auction house. He has 4 or 5 booths there. There are always lots of little goodies to look at least for me. And usually when I get there, I go a little crazy. So I'm a hoarder, and I'm trying to cut back and just pick only very quality stuff. The problem with Rick's stuff is his stuff is too nice. But with that said, I'm running into the time on this thing, but I'll be cutting back some of this. Anyhow, this is Jeff Whitney at the Dogtrot. Oh, there we are. There we go. We're getting out of the light, I guess. Anyways, that's another little lesson in dealing with small particles. And remember, always wear those safety glasses. My little projects, they're fun to do, aren't they? It's so soft and smooth. It's not totally smooth, but I don't want things to be totally smooth. I want things to have a feel, a texture to it. This didn't come out of some factory. This is all hand sanded now. It is. Actually, since I initiated this is the first finished product ready to go into finish at Radu. You'll remember that name, Radu. When you see my stuff, it will say Radu. Radu, I Radu, you do. I hope that, also, I hope that you, if you happen to find some of my stuff that I put out there, which is going to be somewhat rare, all the funds that I receive from that go back into feeding my idea on my art project. The past, the present, and the future. And that's what I'm trying to capture in my work here in Angie and also here at the Dogtrot. And we'll be building on it, and just you know, if you have any subjects that you want to talk about, or you want to talk about yourself, if you live within the area, I'm always interested in talking. Just email me, and I'd like to hear your story. Anyways, I'm going to move on to the next project, which is, yep, that's it right there. I'm going to skip sand that. I'm not going to sand everything down. I'm just going to skip sand it and just highlight some of the pieces on it and leave it at that. And then that too will be ready to go. Well, yeah, it'll be ready to go to finish, because I'll put the hardware on afterwards. And then put a piece of glass on top of it, which I already have that. So, later, bye. Brothers, it's me once again. I'm working on my tall stand that I'll have to put a piece of glass on top for a tabletop. These are the old branches. They've been pinned together with some form of a wire system with a nice head on it. So it might have been like a full rivet, is what I'm thinking as they cinched it up. Sure, they did this probably green. A little washer rivet went on, and they soldered that on. So that's what's holding this together. Anyways, I've got my 150 with me, and this time I've got a 40 drill. So it's really gonna buck and tuck. So just bear with me here. I think you get the picture.